Hey guys, welcome back. You can tell it's kind of cold today. I'm out in the garage and I'm going to do a review of our new toy. We got an X-Carve by Inventables. Now, all what today's video is going to be is just a review of the process of acquiring it, why I chose Inventables, and setting it up to make the first cut. I'll have other videos showing how to make cuts and what have you. So anyway, let's get to it. As you can see behind me, this is the Inventables X-Carve. We ended up getting the 1000 millimeter by 1000 millimeter. That's roughly 40 inches by 40 inches. And I think we have, I think like 6 or 7 inches in Z. I was looking at a few different routers, and the thing that really intrigued me about the X-Carve was, one, the price, and then two, what finally got me to go with the X-Carve was they partner with a firm. That's the name of the company, a firm, and they offer 0% interest for 12 months. So I qualified for the 12 months, no interest. My oldest son Cody, went in with me, and he's paying half the bill and I'm paying half the bill. And with all the accessories we got, I think the bill is roughly $210 a month. So I pay $105 and Cody pays $105. What we ended up getting is this is the spindle. It comes with the DeWalt spindle. I got the clamp kit, which comes with different varies of clamps and the little pyramids, I call them, to clamp your material down. I got the cutter bit set. Comes with some different bits and what have you. We got the Z probe. That's to help touch off the Z. I got the sideboard. I don't know if you could see this or not, but this sideboard over here that holds the controller, this little piece is extra. What else did we get? We pretty much got everything but the dust collection system. And the reason I didn't get the dust collection system was it was $400 roughly, and let me move my heater out of the way. And that $400 put our monthly payment over what my son and I felt comfortable paying. So we rigged up our own system. You can see in the background, that's for another video. So as far as the ease of buying the X-Carve, it was easy through that 0% financing. I also ordered a software called V-Carve Pro. I paid quite a bit of money for that. That's what kicked up our price so high, is the software package. Now, you can use the free web-based software called Easel, and if I get time today on this video, I'll show you how easy it is to use. But as far as buying the X-Carve, it was easy, painless. Shipping, on the other hand, within 2 days of me purchasing the X-Carve, well, immediately after I purchased it, I got an email, confirming my purchase. And then the next morning, I got a shipping notice that my software was sent. So within 3 or 4 days, I got the V-Carve software. And all it is it's just a USB dongle that plugs into the computer. And I didn't hear anything else back on the rest of the on the rest of the equipment. So about 2 weeks went by, and I thought I better call him. So I called. I can't remember the gentleman I talked to, and he told me that, well, technically they don't have to ship it out until 15 days have passed. And I said, well, 15 days is tomorrow. And that's all he said, is, well, you have 15 days and then we'll ship it out. So I said, okay. I called back after 16 days, and I talked to a lady, I can't remember her name, but she was really nice. She looked up my order. She confirmed that it was supposed to have been sent within 15 days, but she said that they were back ordered, and it was supposed to have shipped out, she could see, in the next 3 days. So I hung up the phone. After 4 days, so it was supposed to have been shipped 3 days after that, it still didn't come, or I didn't get notice. So I called again and talked to a gentleman, and he was nice, and he told me that they just got a shipment of rails in, and they were trying to put together my package. So this tells me, as I'm a manufacturing engineer, that they don't own their process. And if you don't own your process in manufacturing, you're relying on other people to make your product for you, and that's what's going to kick you in the butt every time. I don't know if Inventables is going to eventually own their own process of cutting the extrusion, but they can get to a foundry house and they can buy the extrusion, and then all they have to do is just cut it to length. But for some reason they don't own that process, from what I understand. They source all that out and then they just ship you the parts. But I finally got it. Came in 5 different boxes after about 4 weeks. All the packages came. First thing we did, I don't know if you can see this behind me, but we built a table, a 4x4 table. Let me move around a little bit and I can show you. So we had to build that table. The table serves as 2 functions. One, it was our workbench to put together the X-Carve, and then finally the X-Carve was going to sit on it. Now for the 1000 millimeter, this is a 4 foot by 4 foot table, and it works pretty good. It holds the sideboard and my laptop, which I need to come up with another place to put my laptop because it's getting inundated with dust. Putting it together, it took my son, I was so busy with wrestling and work, my son decided he was going to put it together. And the instructions are online. If you go to easel or inventables.com and you scroll all the way down, and then there's a thing called user manual. Click on that link and there's pictures. It tells you how to put it together. That couldn't have been easier. My son said it was really easy. The hardest part about it is this waste board behind me. It's got a bunch of inserts that you have to put in from the back side, and he just brought home a driver. I think it's a Torx bit. I could be wrong, but I think he said it was a Torx bit, and he brought home a drill motor, and he inserted them that way. There's one issue that we found with the X-Carve. It's this motor back here. Let me move you around and I'll show you. If this is a design flaw or they changed the head, but I haven't seen anybody else talk about it. But see this plate right here. As you move Z-axis up and down, there's this raised part on the router, and you can see it up here. It's got one on the front and one on the back. Well, as this goes up, it hits right here. So we actually had to file off the back of the router a little bit to remove that raised material. The router itself comes with, the regular DeWalt collet, and it comes with a 1/4 inch collet, and then it comes with also a little sleeve that you could put inside of it to run 1/8 inch collets. But I also ordered the precision collet set, and it's from Think and Tinker. And here's the nut. And then here's the collet. Now any of you out there that are involved in manufacturing, you look at that and say, oh, that's an ER11 collet. Let me move my mic around a little bit. Well, it's not an ER11 collet. I actually bought some collets thinking that, I spec'd them out, and it was within 100th or so of an ER11. Not even close. Let me get a collet and I'll show you. Now I bought this, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bought a 7-piece ER11 collet set, and it was a lot cheaper than buying the Think and Tinker collet set. And I was thinking, oh, I'll be able to run all these different tools. Well, here is an ER11 collet. And here's the Think and Tinker. So I thought, well, it is a little bit longer, the Think and Tinker. But the ER11 collet doesn't even fit in. It doesn't engage in that ring. So I've got a bunch of ER11 collets. If any of you out there want to buy some ER11 collets, I will give you a good deal. So I've got to get on the Precise Bits website and order a 1/4 inch collet of the Think and Tinker. That way I don't have to go back and use the DeWalt collet. But it's no big deal. Everything else, my son said, went to plan putting this together. The control board, which is right here, he said that was a lot easier to put together than what he thought. Inventables changed this since their first couple versions. It works, it comes a emergency stop, a pause button, and if you hit pause while you're machining, it will just move the Z axis up to its machine 0 location, and it will just pause. And then when you want to get to go again, you just hit start and it will come back down, start machining. Or you have the X button, which is stop, it will just stop machining, or the emergency stop, which we've had to use once. As far as everything else, it went pretty smooth. My son had no issues putting it together. Now we get to the software issue, or the software, not issue, but portion. To run this, you have to have a software to send G-code to the machine. Inventables uses easel. Now, when I was going to build a router, I was going to use a software called Mach 3. This particular router is not compatible to run Mach 3 because of the servo setup. I can't run Mach 3. However, I read a forum that if you want to run Mach 3, you can get a hold of Inventables and they will get you like an updated version of the servos that you can run Mach 3. But I didn't do that. Now, Easel, their software, is web-based. That's got some pros, it's got some cons. I was concerned because it is web-based. I'm out in my garage and I don't have the best Wi-Fi signal, but it works. In Easel, it's your, I guess you can call it your CAD software, and then you can send it to the machine. Really easy to set up. We've got, like I said, the Z probe. It just plugs right into the back of the machine. You put the little alligator clip there on the collet. It asks you to touch it to verify. You touch it and then you put it down on your workpiece. Z comes down automatically, activates that Z setting, and returns back to machine 0. Couldn't be easier. With me being in the manufacturing field as a manufacturing engineer, I'm used to running 3D CAD software, programming software, and I kind of had an advantage, I feel, knowing how that system works. So I had my son, I wanted him to go out and try to use this software. I wanted to see how hard it would be for somebody that doesn't have a manufacturing background or somebody that's familiar with that type of software. And he came out and I observed him a little bit, and within 10 minutes he was up and running. I had to guide him through the tool selection part. When you're programming, you can go through and you select your tools. He just selected whatever tool, but you do have to select whatever your diameter is, and you have to set up your thickness of material. He didn't do that. He just wanted to get off and cut, and it didn't work out very well. But like I said, within 10 minutes he was up and running, no issues, after I corrected his wrong issues. And that's about it. I just want to make sure I tell you guys I am not paid by Inventables to give this review. Many of you can get online and you can see people doing reviews on the X-Carve, and they all start off with X-Carve gave me this, or Inventables gave me this. Inventables didn't give me shit. If they want to send me a dust collector for my review, hey, that's cool, but they're not giving me anything. Would I recommend this to anybody? I would recommend it. It's not a high production type machine. It's for a hobbyist, or if you want to make a few things and sell, it's perfect. The financing makes it so much easier to get one. They need a little bit of work on their, like I said, their inventory control. They need to own their manufacturing process. Once you rely on other people, that's gonna bite you in the butt. Trust me, I'm there. I have to ship things out, rely on other vendors, but I would highly recommend this to other people. I'll have some other videos coming up online showing the X-Carve and what we're making with it, but for the most part, it's been a good tool to use. So I hope you guys found this video informative. Stay tuned for other videos I'm going to be bringing up on the X-Carve, and we'll see you down the road. Thanks. Bye-bye.